Good morning. I can hear it. You probably can't. Grandmother clock is chiming in the back. Hi, I'm Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey, and I like to talk about how I've lost 97.4 pounds since starting the ketogenic protocol, how you might be able to lose weight, improve your health, and regain control of your life. Hopefully you can hear me this week. Last week I had technical difficulties. And let me straighten my camera. Okay, I'm holding this from a different venue. Very often I'm in my kitchen, but today we're in our family room and the fire's going because it's cold outside. Hope all is well. Hello. Hey, Lori. Hey, I always appreciate your comments on my videos. Hi from Surprise, Arizona. Sound good? Hey, Wanda. Hope you're doing well. I know things are a struggle right now for you. Today's topic is, and there's always more than one topic because I speak extemporaneously, so I never know what's going to come out of my mouth. You know, how do we do this? People say, how do I stick with it? How do I start? One thing, the way you start is you keep your carbohydrate intake to 20 grams or fewer a day, total, not net. Eat from page 4. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. By the way, link to page 4 is below, along with a bunch of other links. And how do you start is the next time you eat food, you leave off the carbs. It's that simple. How do you stick with it? Just like the rest of life, we manage things moment by moment, day by day, mouthful by mouthful when it comes to food. But this is about all of life. How do we stick with anything that we need to do? We do it by sticking with it, moment by moment, decision by decision. Many of us, and believe me, I am you. If you go to my blog, you can see my before photos. There aren't many that exist because a lot of very fat people, I did not want to have my photograph taken, and I destroyed a lot of photographs. But you can see my before photographs. I was very heavy for 30 years, from my mid-20s to my mid-50s, and I'd given up on losing weight. So I can identify when people share that they can't do something because we tell ourselves we can't. And guess what? When we tell ourselves we can't, very often we don't. I used to tell myself inside my brain, I know low carb probably will work very well for me, but I can't give up tortilla chips. And I would say that. Tortilla chips were my thing. And my husband makes a delightful homemade salsa. We would buy the giant abuelita tortilla chips from Costco, 5 giant bags at a time. And telling myself I couldn't do something pretty much guaranteed that I wouldn't do something. We have to tell ourselves something different. We have to change the dialogue. We have to use different words for and to ourselves. And we have to do that moment by moment. And sometimes we have to keep doing it and keep doing it. You know, this is not the Ron Popeil life. You can't set it and forget it. Everything in life, we have to keep kind of reestablishing ourselves and reaffirming things. Moment by moment, decision by decision, mouthful by mouthful, day by day. We can only handle right now, but we can manage what we put in our mouths right now. We are not powerless against sweets. We tell ourselves we are, and the chocolate manufacturers really want to reinforce that. They also want to reinforce that, if you've had a rough day, chocolate is your reward, or biscuits are your reward, because that's what the food people want to do, is they want to sell us their food. That makes sense. That's their job. Our job is to make the best decisions for ourselves that we can. That's our job. No one else's. No one else can do it for us. No white hair talking heads. No medical providers. No partners. No parents, no children, no best friends, no coworkers. None of them can make these decisions for us. We're in charge. I'm wearing a shirt. It's probably in reverse. I C and IW. I can and I will. I've got mugs that say that. You can see the merchandise below my videos. Hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, totes, and I'll probably come up with some for the Christmas. And I like this, that it's in code. So it's just something you can see and you can remember it yourself. I can and I will. I can and I will. Instead of telling ourselves, I've never been able to and I can't. What kind of a thing? Would you say that to your friend or your child? No. You would say, yes, you can. To ourselves, we have a different conversation. So, excuse me as I move things. I'm operating from a tiny table. It actually has a chessboard on top of it, and I have marble chess people. My husband clobbers me in chess. Okay, so that's really just that's the message. We need to own our decisions. I can't tell you how many people I hear from that provide a litany of explanations in their mind, but maybe probably actually excuses why they can't. But that really is just maybe not wanting to give up the tortilla chips or the chocolate or the bread or the pasta. Do what you want to do. Do what works for you. But if you want to become someone who burns fat for fuel, and we have plenty on board to burn, and you want to reduce inflammation, and you want to reduce joint pain, if you want to get your brain back, if you want your mood to be moderated, the ketogenic protocol can assist with all of these things, and it will reduce your blood sugar. As a matter of fact, if you are taking medications for type 2 diabetes, you must do this under supervision. Because if you follow the protocol, your blood sugar will drop quickly. It doesn't take months. It'll happen in days. So if you're taking something to lower your blood sugar and then you stop eating those foods which raise blood sugar, which are carbs. So take a second to think about that. You're diagnosed, you're prescribed insulin, and then you're told to increase your carbohydrate intake. Why? Because insulin lowers blood sugar and you don't want it to go too low, so you have to increase your carbohydrate to not become hypoglycemic, because very low blood sugar can be as deadly and dangerous and acutely problematic as high blood sugar. So if you reduce the carbs, and your blood sugar will have dropped naturally, and now you're taking a medication to lower your blood sugar, you can become hypoglycemic. So there's a caveat for you. Okay, I'm going to turn my attention to the lovely folks who have showed up. So thank you for allowing me to be part of your Saturday. I was not going to be doing this. This was not scheduled. I was going to be traveling to celebrate the birthday of one of my grandchildren, but the family got head colds. So we're going to put it off. Hey, Nancy. Hello. It's chilly in Florida as well. Wow. Look at the fire. Maybe it'll warm you up. Hi from Wales. Hello. One of my favorite people and one of the best people to listen to if you get a chance is from Wales. I don't know if she's from Wales. She lives in Wales. Zoe Harcombe. Harcombe. She's a delightful person anyway. Smart as a whip. I really enjoyed, got to meet her a few months ago and talk with her a bit. Hey from Breckenridge, Texas. Hey, Judy. Toronto, Canada. Very good. This is so lovely. I would love it. You know what? We could not have, when we bought this house 25 years ago, we took out the old fireplace insert and put in these gas logs. They were we could not afford them. They were super expensive. Best money we ever spent. They're very realistic looking too, aren't they? Rhode Island. Hey, May. And I see there are some people here who are patrons. I'm going to give a 15-second shout out and nod to patreon.com. I do about 20 videos a month for patrons only. There's a patron-only forum. And then depending on the pledge, live streams, patron-only live streams, about half a dozen a month. And at the $10, I'm looking to see if I have them. I probably don't. At the $10 plus pledge, I send out cards. I can and I will. And another one says, I'm stronger than a cookie. I send those out about every other month. And patron-only video group sessions and one-on-ones with me. So thank you to patrons. The patrons allowed me to make the decision to leave my former career and do this full-time. I will always provide public content, but I appreciate the patrons. So thank you very much. Hey, Shelly. Hi, Casey. Finally able to join live. I've been following Casey for a while and love her positive approach. Thank you, Shelley. I appreciate that. No, I'm not ready for winter. Burr, loving the fireplace. Okay. Does anyone have any questions for me personally? You may ask me anything. And if it's something I don't care to share, then I'll say I don't care to share. But you may ask me anything. My head is so clear. This is Karen Barnhart writing. My head is so clear, and I feel so great that I'm embarking on a writing career at age 57. Have you written before? This fascinates me. I want, it's my plan to write a book. And I admire people that can do it because it's scary. Can't wait for Wine Wednesday. Wednesday is wine day. Amy Berger and I, another fantastic person, are on Wednesday evening. We're making the third Wednesday of the month. Wednesday is wine day. It's a live stream. It is a registered event. Let's see if I can find it and put the link there for you. Or you can see it at my blog. If you go to my blog, I put the link below anyway. So it's a registered event. She and I are both on screen at the same time. You can enjoy it from the warmth of your home, and you can bring your adult beverage or other beverage. And we talk about wine and cheese and food and keto and life. And you can also enter questions in advance. Pearly V writes, you are an inspiration. I keep falling off the keto wagon. Food is so addictive. It is. Okay, it is. It can be. We tell ourselves we're addicted. Some people say, well, it's fine for you, but I'm addicted to sugar. We're all addicted to sugar. But here's the thing. Let's just say, okay, it is addictive. Let's say it's firing off the pleasure centers in the brain just as heroin does. Okay. But do we tell people addicted to heroin? Well, just keep on doing the heroin because you're addicted. So go ahead. No. We hope to help them find tools to manage their addiction. So if anyone feels like they are addicted to food, which I feel like is a strong word, then we need to employ tools to deal with that, not to give into it. So how do you stop from falling off the so-called keto wagon? Moment by moment, decision by decision, mouthful by mouthful. Change our internal dialogue. I can and I will. Instead of I keep falling off the wagon, or I can never make it through a weekend, or the holidays do me in each year. That's not the holidays' fault. And we can't hold the weekend to blame. And it's not a fault. It is a behavior. So we need to change the behavior. And we can. If I can do this, you can do this. Go look at the before pictures. Those were not at my heaviest. Most of those were probably about 20 or 25 pounds lower than my heaviest. And I was that way for 30 years. I was perfectly round and had given up on the idea of losing weight. I just didn't want to take insulin for type 2 diabetes. So I Googled how to not take insulin for type 2 diabetes, and I came across Dr. Eric Westman's white coat video, and I changed that day. Oh, Rachel Carlson asks, are you still getting the clothing subscription? I find clothing shopping now to be such a great maintenance tool. I can now fit into nice things, so it's easy to stay motivated. Thank you for the question. Yes, I was just talking about this last night at a cocktail party with some friends. Yes, it's called Stitch Fix. Under my clothing unboxing videos, I think you can find a link to Stitch Fix. I bought stock in Stitch Fix. They went public a few months ago. But I bought stock because I so enjoyed the subscription. I don't enjoy retail shopping. And some people think you have to pay a monthly fee. No, you don't pay for anything if you don't keep any of the clothes. And I'm on a 3-month rotation, and you can say, skip the next one. Skip the next one. You don't have to get any shipments if you don't want. I really like it. Nancy Fennell writes, this keto stuff is so fun. I opened the freezer yesterday and saw a slab of ribs. I got excited like I used to when I saw a box of donuts. Go keto. Yes. Keto strong. That's another set of t-shirts I did underneath the videos. You should be able to see them. The bacon experiment. Hey, dude. Hey, Dan. Keto works. Lost 90 pounds. Got to my goal weight and have maintained for 3 years now. Dan Cabell, very good. Thank you for sharing. And, Dan is a dude. Can we give a nod to the fact that a lot of us think that this is a woman's problem, that women have weight issues or body identity issues or are embarrassed or don't feel good or just don't physically feel well? When I have my meetups in Greensboro, very often there are percentage-wise more men there on a rolling basis than women. It's very interesting. Denise Anderson writes, Stitch Fix unboxing video is how I discovered you. And this wonderful info. That's fantastic. I'll have to do another one. But I get them so I've been weight stable for three years, not quite 3 years. And so I don't really need any more clothes. But I tell you, it is fun. It's a little surprise. You never know what you're going to get. Gray's Custom Trim. You're my favorite no BS source for keto. I'll try and sell products, and you just share the facts. Thank you. I'm down. What? Are you down 267.2 pounds in 7 months? Or you've lost 167.2 pounds in 7 months? That is amazing. Bravo, bravo. And custom trim, do you do carpentry work or is it like car trim? My husband is a carpenter and can build anything. You should see the Taj Mahal with my chickens. Spive21 writes, I lost 70 plus pounds doing keto and fasting. Got no clothes that fit me now, LOL. Mary T lost 60 pounds at 60 years old. Look younger than when I was 40. You know, I can't speak to whether I look younger. I know I feel younger, and I absolutely feel better. I'm happier. I can move more easily through space. It's just easier to operate in a normal-sized body. And can I tell you, it took me a really long time to use the word normal-sized in reference to myself. So I've been at this weight essentially for 2.5 years. It was probably just about a year ago that I started referring to myself as normal. I would refer to myself as a runt because I'm short. It's one thing keto can't really fix. I'm still short. Men need to have good health too, writes Lori. Absolutely. The bacon experiment, Dan writes, thanks, Casey. I struggled with obesity since I was 13. Glad I won the battle finally. Bravo. Nilaja Whitaker, how are you, dear? Did you ever decide to have the breast reconstruction surgery after weight loss? Okay, it would actually be not reconstruction. It would be a revision. For those of you who don't know, and this is actually part of my story, I knew I was going to be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes the next time I went to the doctor. I knew it. And I knew enough to know that I was going to be prescribed insulin. And I couldn't stand the idea of that. I've been diagnosed and treated for cancer 3 times in my life, starting the first time with an invasive adenocarcinoma when I was pregnant with our 3rd child. Very dramatic, scary. The 3rd diagnosis required mastectomy and reconstruction. Well, it didn't require reconstruction. I opted for reconstruction of the removed breast. So I had that. The thing is, so the saline implant was sized for me at that heavier weight to make it look normal. Well, what happens when you lose about 100 pounds and you have a natural breast and a saline implant? The natural breast loses weight and the saline implant does not. So as I often say, look down at my chest, I see on one side half a grapefruit and on the other one a fried egg. So I thought about revision surgery. And I just, frankly, our medical, our deductible is $13,600. And although it would be covered by insurance, that is a huge deductible. So I think, do I want new windows for the house or new boobs? New windows, new boobs. I keep putting it off. So thank you for the question. No, I have not had it done. I just kind of try to manipulate things, and it is difficult to get clothes to drape properly, but such is life. Wow. Danielle, for some reason your comment was hidden. My husband has lost 100 pounds, reversed fatty liver, lowered his blood pressure, and is no longer pre-diabetic. That's what it's all about. And you know what? The scale should be like number 7 on the things that we pay attention to. Reversing. By the way, there's someone out there that says if you don't take some supplements, this will cause fatty liver disease. No, it will cure non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It's not fat that is the problem with fatty liver disease. It's the carbs. Car trim. Okay, shout out to Gray's Custom Trim. If you want to say what city you're in, let's throw some business your way. Judy writes, can you share how alcohol affects weight loss and how much alcohol you have? Well, I don't know how much alcohol I have. I have a lot in my house, but I don't drink it all at the same time. So alcohol is a special thing. It will not impact ketosis. So you can consume alcohol as long as it's dry wines and spirits that are not mixed with sugary things, and not sugary wines like aperitifs or cordials or sangria. But, Chardonnay and all the other dry wines, red or white, are fine. But, there are calories in alcohol, so you must consider that. If you're not overindulging, it may not be too big a deal. But keep in mind that with alcohol, sometimes our inhibitions are lowered. And that can get us into trouble in lots of ways, but it can also kind of reduce our resolve against munching, nibbling, reaching for, even if it's keto-friendly stuff. You can be in ketosis and be at essentially sub 5 carbs a day, and you can put on weight. Because if you are tossing back half a pound of cheese because you've been imbibing, and then there's the cheese tray and the hard meats and everything, you keep eating and eating fuel you don't need, then yeah, you want to watch with that. But find your own tolerance, and also realize that as you lose weight and get older, tolerance for alcohol can be reduced. So be careful. Hey, Colin, I've missed hearing from you. I was thinking about you. Another patron. Odaku75, the body positivity movement is making it okay to be unhealthy. I'm all for body positivity. I admire people who are comfortable in their bodies and love themselves no matter their size. I simply was not one of those people. I just didn't care for it. I didn't like the way I felt physically. I didn't like fearing that I would get stuck in a turnstile, or I wouldn't sit on woven lawn furniture. Oh my gosh, collapsing things, air travel, having my stomach hit the steering wheel when I drove. Didn't like that. But I'm okay with body positivity, and you can be quite heavy and be quite healthy. It's not a 1-to-1 correlation. And listen, there are enough people in the world feeling terrible about themselves that we don't need to pile on. So large people, go for it. You're happy with yourself. So I kind of disagree with you there. Okay, I'm sorry. Things jumped around on me a little bit. Okay, while I'm trying to get my screen straightened out, a couple of other things. Dr. Eric Westman's Keto Retreat in Beaufort, North Carolina is January 18th to the 20th, 2020. Link below. It's going to be fun. Dr. Eric Westman, Jackie Eberstein, Amy Berger, me. This is going to be a really cool, intimate thing. There's going to be music. There'll probably be dancing. It's going to be fun. So register for that. I talked about Wednesday Wine Day. The Go Keto with Casey cruise to Alaska from Seattle, returning to Seattle, July of 2020. We do have a couple of people looking for state roommates, male and female, and link to the contact below. And you can find all of this stuff on my blog, I think. I think you can find all of it on my blog anyway, which is CaseyDurango.com. So shout out for that. And I think that's it. Okay. Okay. Zaxtitl. That's a Mexican native, isn't it? Zaxtitl. For those who turn to food for comfort in winter, do you have any tips? Yes, don't turn to food for comfort. As we say around here, and it probably will be on a postcard that I'll be sending out to my $10 plus patrons. If hunger's not the problem, food is not the answer. That's an explanation, but maybe more of an excuse. What do you need comforting from for winter? Yeah, it's kind of gloomy outside. So if I eat some Little Debbie's, will the sun come out and will it get warmer? Will there be more daylight? No, that doesn't work that way. What we need to do is moment by moment, make the decisions that are best for us. You know, we just have to make the decisions that are best for us and not talk ourselves into permission or excuses to make decisions that are not good for us. There's no way around it. It's just through it. And, people, I was talking about this the other day. I think I said it in the video that I published the other night on the spur of the moment, because I was lonely. I am lonely. My husband has been gone for an extended period of time. And for some reason, I was having intrusive thoughts of food, which is unusual for me. Food has really taken a way back. Forget about the back seat. It's in the way back seat for me. But I was thinking about it, and people say, well, I was doing okay until life came at me. Life never stops coming at us. It is like the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. It's like every ocean on the face of the earth. The waves never stop. Sometimes we're at low tide, and sometimes our lives are at high tide. But the waves never stop. So if we say, well, I'm fine until winter, then you need to figure out why you think that food will help winter. I was fine until I had a fight with my partner. Did the food resolve the issue? Probably not. But again, I've said all these things to myself. Food is not a de-stressor. It is the stressor. I think that's going on a postcard. I think Colin recommended that one. Debbie, it's live right now. Why do you think you missed it? Hello, Debbie. Oh, I like that, Mary. We don't count calories on keto, but calories count. Oh, I like it. Did you make that up? I'll have to tell Dr. Westman that. He'll like that. Okay, you guys are talking to each other, which I really like. Oh, Karen writes, when I started keto in July, I was taking Victoza for high blood sugar. I was off it within 2 months. Now I'm lessening my dose of high blood pressure meds. It's great. What are we saying yay to Colin for? Colin writes, Spive21, I knew about Atkins 30 years ago, but let others scare me away. Lost years until now. Have lost 76 pounds since January 25th, 2018. Love Colin. Another gentleman amongst us. Food is fuel. That's it. It's fuel. It's not entertainment. Food is not love. Love is love. I recommend that everyone step away from all the food channels, the recipe channels, the food groups. If we were in recovery from alcohol, we shouldn't be watching videos on how to mix cocktails that mimic the thing we're addicted to, the alcohol. I agree with that. Mary T writes, I've learned food doesn't hug me, finding real hugs elsewhere and using food for fuel. It's beautiful. Clara, are you asking me? Where in North Carolina? Beaufort, North Carolina, if you're asking about the retreat. It's on the shore. It's a fishing community. Very cute. Shishi. Lori asks, Casey, what are you making for Thanksgiving? Well, it won't be on Thanksgiving. The two of our three children and their families are coming the weekend of on Saturday. And apparently I just found out a brother's going to invite himself over. And one of my sons is bringing a brined spatchcocked turkey. And so I'll be cooking that on the big green egg. I'll probably make roasted vegetables and a cheesy mashed cauliflower casserole. And there'll be plenty of wine and entertainment. And I might get a jigsaw puzzle. Debbie writes, when it's cold and gloomy, I make a nice hot cup of herbal tea and curl up on the couch with a good book. So much better than food, right? Debbie shares, I started keto last year. It definitely helped with my seasonal depression or seasonal affective disorder, SAD, some people call it. And there's a theory that the reduction in sunlight can affect people. Debbie Longenecker writes, I was never comfortable in my large, overweight body. I was always in pain, had depression, lost 74.4 pounds, and lost the pain. Love being able to buy cute clothes. Never, ever going back. That's great. Hey, Alan. Good to see you. Okay, does anyone have any other? Yep. Karen writes, I saw recipes for lovely fat bombs, almond flour cakes, cookies. I knew I had a real problem and I just had to not make any of these. I do not want to consume foods, fake versions of food that got me there in the first place. Not only that, almond flour is made from almonds. Almonds and all other nuts are not on page 4 for a reason. And by the way, peanuts are not a nut. They're a legume, and peanuts and peanut butter, definite no-nos and real trigger foods for some people. So yeah, because this brings it all back to food. Food is not the boss of me. I don't want to think about food anymore. I spent more than 30 years thinking about food. Whether I was talking about it or not, I was always thinking about it. Mucho amor y fe. Oh my, you're looking great. I've been watching you over the years, loving your hair. Thank you for inspiring me. I've lost 51 pounds watching you. Mucho amor y fe. ¿De dónde estás? Mi esposo de Colombia. Yo pienso en hacer videos en español, pero tengo miedo que yo puedo decir algo incorrecto. Una palabra incorrecto es un problema. But anyway, thank you very much. And my hair keeps getting shorter and shorter, right? Last time I went in, I just said, I want a full-on Judi Dench. And my hairstylist said, who? I said, M from the 007. Oh, her. My son in Columbus, Ohio is making a smoked turkey for us. Thanksgiving's easy. There's plenty of food. You can make a nice antipasto with hard meats and cheeses and olives and pickles. The turkey, nice, you can eat the dark meat and the skin. Just leave off the stuffing. Make mashed cauliflower, roasted vegetables. You can have a salad if you so desire. You can do anything you want. For those who have not made it through their first holiday season yet, when you do, you will feel so good. When January 1st rolls around and you look back over the previous 2.5 months and you were in control of your choices, you are in control of your choices. When you claimed control of your choices, you'll be so proud. And the next one gets easier. This will be my 6th holiday season. Never looked back. Hi from Istanbul, Mona Tufan. Very nice to see you. TJ Basham writes, hi, Casey. In 10 days of keto, I've absolutely no acid reflux or bloating pain. You're inspiring. Well, thank you. Congratulations. Lori writes, yeah, these keto desserts can make you overeat. Don't do it. Just pass. Just pass it. Someone says, well, it just wouldn't be Thanksgiving without so-and-so. You know what? It wouldn't be Thanksgiving without our families, our friends. Some of us don't have families. If you're going to a Friendsgiving, that's what it's about. It's about the people. It's not about the food. No matter what the commercials say. Oh, Michelle Brooks, hi. Will you be making a calendar this year? Love mine this year. Thank you for asking. Yes, several people have asked. As a matter of fact, I'm awaiting the proof for the 2020 Go Keto with Casey calendar. And yes, we will be getting those out. Thank you very much. Alan Thomas writes, I've stopped buying cashews and almonds. They cause me to binge. That's why they're not on the, for me, they're calorically dense. A serving of almonds is like 14 almonds. And if you can hold yourself to 14 almonds, bravo. But many of us, a serving of nuts is the lid of the giant jar from Costco. They're calorically dense, they are carb dense, and they're extremely easy to mindlessly overeat. Macadamias, same thing. Nuts are not on the list. They're calorically. Look at the label. Look what a serving size is. Look at the calories and look at the carbs. Lori writes, stay with meat, fat, and a few veg. Isn't it amazing how the acid reflux goes away? Yeah, mine totally dissipated. It's one of the first things to go. Acid reflux, GERD, joint inflammation. I had chronic ulcerative colitis. Not anymore. Hey, Bonnie. Hi, Casey. Good to see you. I'm doing well and have kept keto all my weight off. I weigh 135. I started at 197. I will be 69 next month. I love this way of eating. Congratulations and thank you for checking in, Bonnie. Colin writes, seasonal eating. This will be my second overeating season, and I'm actually looking forward to the freedom keto carnivore gives me. So when you say overeating, I'm overeating. Ooh, I like that too. Play on words. I love wordplay. I'm overeating. I'm just over it. Mucho, mucho amor y fe, which for those of you who don't know means much, much love and faith. I will take your advice, Lori Morris. What about Greek yogurt? I need to stop the almond. What about dark chocolate? I'm learning with you all. Thank you. Okay. It's not the chocolate that's the problem. Chocolate, particularly dark chocolate, can be quite bitter. So there is almost always some sweetener with it. But if you can get like 95% dark chocolate and hold yourself to a little wee bit, again, if you feel like it's something you're going to eat and you're going to overeat, stay away from it. Greek yogurt, yeah, there are special rules for yogurt. Fermented foods, which in their pre-fermented state would be off the list, can be on the list. So for instance, whole milk, not on the list. It's full of lactose. Yogurt made from full-fat milk, yes, is on the list because the fermentation process eats the lactose, eats the sugar. Same thing with wine and spirits. Wine is made from grapes. The fermentation process eats the sugar. Just don't overdo it. Judy writes, this is a great motivational reminder for the holidays. Thank you. Love how you keep things simple. I had to keep them, and they are simple. I don't keep them simple. I'm just repeating how I learned it. That's it. Can I tell you there are people out there that want to make it complicated so they can sell you something to make it simple? When I write my book, it won't be about how to follow the protocol because that would be one paragraph long. Keep carbohydrate intake to 20 grams or fewer a day total, not net. Don't, eat fatty sources of protein. Don't eat if you're not hungry. Stop when you're satiated. But the rest of it is just because it's simple doesn't make it easy. So it's the tools for getting through the things that I've learned and how my life has changed for the better when I'd given up on my own self. Forget about the fat. I'd given up on my own. I'd given up on returning to being the happy person I was in my youth, which I now am. I love that transmutation of language, overeating. Colin, is that how you meant it? Or can I claim that? Mona Tufan writes, here in Turkey, it's a tradition to make homemade yogurt. I still have a small cup a day and lose weight. Yeah, yogurt, not a big issue because the fermentation eats the milk. Just, don't overdo it and don't put sugar in it. Don't have syrupy stuff. Plain yogurt, delish, maybe a couple of berries on top. Mucho. What are the best exercise for keto? Casey, do you work out? And what do you recommend? At this moment, I do walk away the pounds with Leslie Sansone. Any recommendations? A running joke around Go Keto with Casey is, someone here can probably quote it, I don't exercise. I just dress like I do. Although that said, in our Patreon group, we're having a Planksgiving plank challenge. And a lot of people have jumped in. So we've been doing, progresses up. You don't have to exercise. Exercise is great for mental health and for clearing the head and for core strength and building lean mass. And particularly as we age, that's very important for bone density. It's not effective for fat loss. It just simply is not. So any exercise you like, if you like walking away the pounds, if you like walking your dog, if you love going to the gym and pounding it out, bravo. Overeating for the next postcard writes, hey, Jennifer, for the next postcard, also a patron. Nancy writes, Mary T, I'm still trying to find my off switch. Michelle Combs, just had 6-month doctor appointment for keto. A1C dropped from 6 to 4.5, fasting sugars 125 to 88, weight 268 to 209. Doctor said no more metformin and you can stop losing weight now. Is he serious? I'm not quitting. Wow. But just to hear that. Did you ever think you'd hear someone say you don't need to lose any more weight? What? Yeah. Lori knows. Yeah. 10 days in, my inflammation hasn't gone yet, but I've decided with you telling us carbs won't stop my back pain, so I'll push through till it's gone. I can't imagine stopping this keto. This is great. Shelly Jones my husband just asked how old you are. 61. Thank you for asking. Started this when I was 55, but I've heard from people who started in their 70s. And my favorite story is Marie from Seattle. She started at age 90 and then turned her cardiologist onto it. Michelle Brooks, I just love you. Alaska is most beautiful. And she's referring to the Alaska cruise. It's going on the cruise, Dr. Eric Westman, Amy Berger, and Jackie Epperstein are going to be there. So you're going to have a week. People who attend will have a week of up close and personal time. And it's not like they're going to give a presentation, then they're going to go hide. No, three of them love talking with people about this. There will be music and dancing and fun and goofing around. And for those of you who did not get the email I sent out in the secret Facebook group, we're having a video conference call tomorrow, Sunday at noon Eastern time, for those who have provided email addresses and deposits to Lisa for the cruise. Okay. I get asked this every single time. Casey, what are you drinking? I should just give it its own. Hashtag Casey's pink drink. Big tall glass filled with ice. It used to be diet tonic water, and I just kind of got off diet tonic water. This is actually club soda with a splash of diet cranberry and a generous squeeze of lime. And it's very refreshing. In days when I talk more, it helps keep my wet my whistle. Start writing your book. It would be an inspiring story. So starting this, the hard part, right? But it's on my list. If I could write a book and sell 100 copies and have one person I don't know ask me to autograph it, I could declare victory and withdraw. Lori writes, I just cooked some chicken for my cats. They're as happy as a lark. So I actually make Jack's food, and it is keto. It's chicken thighs simmered until they're so done that I can actually crumble the bones. Put it in a food processor to chop everything up, make it comes out as a mush. Golden flax meal and several eggs. Mix it up, put it in the fridge. He loves it. Your face glows, so healthy. Congrats, Casey. Thank you. Well, thank you. It helps that I'm actually standing in front of things that are glowing. If you see me in person, you might come up with something else. All right, I'm still thinking about cruise. It's my birthday week, so it would be a present to myself. That would be great, Debbie. Get in touch. Have you already contacted Lisa? A little dash of balsamic vinegar and sparkling water when I've never heard of that, Allie Mo. A little dash of balsamic vinegar and sparkling water when I want a cola. You learn something new every day. Peg, hey Peg. Peg Yerger, I'm 71 and I've lost 56 pounds since July of 2018. 70s, okay? So I'm drinking instant coffee. Mr. Coffee up and died this morning. You know, my coffee, it's instant coffee. We own a coffee farm in Colombia, which is where my husband is right now. He loves Nescafe instant coffee. So that's what we drink. I will grind my, because he's brought beans back from our farm, and I'll grind it, but he just prefers instant coffee. Okay, I'm going to start to wind up here. Does anyone have anything to share? Any questions? Don't forget, Wednesday Wine Day with Amy Berger. That is a registered event, but it's through Crowdcast, and I love this about this. If you register, you can actually enter questions beforehand. There's a place that says ask a question, and so she and I can see those and start to try to answer them. Or not even questions. It could be, comments or feedback. She and I do not hold all the answers, but she's pretty smart. Amy Berger wrote The Alzheimer's Antidote, and she either has just published or is just now publishing another book. Claudia Reese started keto 1 week from my 61st birthday in August, lost 28 pounds, knee inflammation gone. I've had no craving for sugar. I feel great. Will never stop keto. These are great confirmations. Yay, Debbie signed up for Wednesday Wine Day. All right, friends. Judy, what is the recipe for Jack's food again? What is golden flax? It's golden flax meal. Flax is a seed, and it's high in omega-3s. I don't know whether it helps him or not, but one recipe I had had all these things in it. I thought, you know what? That's overthinking dog food, I believe. So I simmer packages of chicken thighs from Costco in a big stock pot. And this last time I used 5 of the packages, and each package has 4 thighs. So that was 20 thighs. Big stock pot. Simmer, simmer, simmer. And it took about 24 hours, and it got to the point where I could break up the bones. So then it's a little bit, it's not messy. You just have to be careful. I have a Cuisinart. So I transferred, batch by batch, the chicken to the Cuisinart. For every package of chicken thighs, 5, I put in 1 cup, batch by batch, of the golden flax meal and an egg. So it ended up being 5 eggs, 5 cups of golden flax meal, 5 of the packages of chicken thighs from Costco, essentially 20 chicken thighs. That's it. And he likes it. And when our flock starts really, really producing eggs, we've gotten about 3 dozen so far, but we've got 24 birds. So we're going to be overrun. He will also get probably an extra couple of eggs cracked into his meals on top of the thing. Hey, Stacy, Luke says hi. Stacy and her husband Scott and their son Luke are coming on the cruise. I'm so excited. There will be some teenagers there. I think there's also going to be a 7-year-old there. So, it's going to be fun. Oh, toodaloo caribou, writes Jennifer. It's a saying we say. I will have to see if my cats eat boiled eggs. No, I don't boil the eggs. I just throw in a raw egg when I'm grinding up the stuff. So I throw the whole egg with the shell. Calcium's good for them. I mean, it all gets whizzed up. How much do I feed them a day? 5 ounces by weight in the morning and 5 in the evening. And I throw a couple of these dental chews from the vet in to keep his teeth nice and clean. Alan, I'm hoping I can do the cruise deposit in January. Lisa will work with people on the money. I think the total is due March 13th or 14th. You can buy straight on up to the day, but if you want the best choice for staterooms and locations and all that stuff. Okie dokie. Hi, Mary. Thank you. She said, inspiration, have to go. Have a wonderful day. You too. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this. Thank you to all patrons. Honestly, it's a very humbling thing. And to recap, I do about 20 video snippets a month that are for patrons only, plus a patron-only forum, which is like Facebook, only it doesn't suck. Patron-only live streams, patron-only video group sessions, and one-on-ones with me, depending on your pledge level. Plus, you get postcards every other month. I can't find them. Wish I had put out my I'm stronger than a cookie. And I have fun designing them and printing them and writing notes on the back. Okay. Any questions? Check out my blog. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. But the links to everything I referenced should be below this video. Uh-oh, Melissa writes, I had my first argument about keto with a nurse. She confused ketosis and being in a catabolic state. Ketoacidosis. I don't burn muscle, I burn fat. She is fatter than I was before I started. Just saying. Yeah, it happens. Okay. Namaste. Be kind to yourself. Be firm with yourself and be honest with yourself. Okay. Ciao, Bella.